It seems like every article and every headline that you see about Fort Lauderdale and South Florida real estate makes it seem like we're literally about to crash as an entire market. Like we're on a train steamrolling towards the end of a cliff. I'm here to tell you that is nowhere near the truth. I think a lot of these articles don't really take into account what's really going on. I can tell you firsthand here in South Florida in the Fort Lauderdale market in January of 2025, we've seen a huge uptick across the board in showings, offers, and just the overall activity here in the market. And it doesn't matter whether it's our listings down in Miami, Homestead, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, Pompano, Boca, even West Palm, we're seeing a huge uptick in action. And I think that's a really good thing, especially after kind of a slump here the last couple months with November and December of 2024 being a little bit slower. But I will say most of that I feel like is attributed to kind of some uncertainty. Think about it. We had the election come up. We had the economy, people are kind of wondering what's gonna go on with that. And then obviously we get into the holidays, so things naturally slow down. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly where we're at as a market here in January of 2025 in the Fort Lauderdale area. We're gonna dive into all the nitty gritty, breaking it down by condos and townhomes, as well as single family homes. So you guys have a better picture, whether you're looking to buy here, sell here, or just trying to stay on top of the market. And if you have any specific questions on neighborhoods or different cities here in the area, please let us know in the comments down below. We got you guys. And if you or anyone you know are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Fort Lauderdale or South Florida in general, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, whatever's easiest for you. We got you. But now let's dive right into it. Okay, so now we're up into the MLS. We're gonna take a look at the stats and what's really going on here in Fort Lauderdale. So we'll start off with single family homes, and let's start off with the active number of listings. So as it decides to load, pull it up here. So as you can see, right now in January of 2025, we're looking at about 1,100 listings. Compared to this time last year, we were at 967, but still right on par with like where we've been at. We've been since August, right around 1,000 to upwards of about 1,100 in November. So still staying pretty consistent, which is a great sign. Now let's compare that to condos and townhomes. So let's hit generate here as it decides to load. And we are slowly, let's go back to that. It's probably a better picture of it. You can kind of see it just slowly ticking up with condos and townhomes. And like we've talked about in the past, condos and townhomes are going through a little bit of a rough patch, especially on the condo side with assessments, everything going on with those. But the nice thing is, as of January 2025, we're supposed to have most of that figured out. So the reserve funds should be figured out for the most part. Assessment-wise, we should know pretty much where we're gonna be at moving forward. And I think also with the insurance, January, most buildings get new insurance, so they know kind of where they're gonna be at HOA-wise. So moving forward, I think there's gonna be some opportunities. It's gonna level out a little bit. It'll get a little bit better. But still, it'll be a couple years before that condo market really rebounds to where it was and we don't have some of these issues with assessments. But let's look at number of active listings. So 2,042 right now in January of 2025 compared to this time last year. We were about 1,500, so about 600 active listing difference. And we've just slowly been creeping up. 1,700, 1,750, 1,800, 1,872, 1,900, now just shy of 2,100. So slowly but surely working our way up. Now let's kind of see how long it's taken on average for condos and townhomes to sell. And this chart's kind of all over the place. And then the holidays really don't help. But right now we're taking about 96 days for condos and townhomes to sell in January of 2025. Compared to this time last year, we were at about 72 days. We are down from November and December where we were at about 102 days both months, but getting kind of closer to where we were at in October, about 85 days. Now, how does that compare to single family homes? And I will say though, townhomes do sell a little bit quicker than condos because they're not going through the issues as much. But they get lumped into one as part of our MLS, so it's kind of hard to really separate them and see where it's really at. So now on the single family side, as it decides to load, it takes its sweet time today. But I will say single family homes, as long as they're redone, they have a new roof, and or impact windows, they are selling a lot quicker than homes that do not. And we will see, quite a few homes out there where the sellers are kind of in la-la land sometimes on the price, and they sit there a little bit longer than they should. But Overall, 92 days for single family homes to sell. Compared to this time last year, we were at about 79 days, and we have ticked up quite a bit. So at one point last year, we were peaking at about, well, 79 in January, but 75 in October. Then we were right around the 70, 64 mark, and now we're at 92 days. But like I said before, it really depends on the house, how redone it is, things like that. From there, let's kind of see our average list price right now in Fort Lauderdale. Single family wise, we are up, which is kind of crazy to think about, but like I told you, I mean, there's a bigger draw towards some of these single family homes, and in Fort Lauderdale, for the most part, we're pretty built out single family wise. If you want a brand new construction one, you do have to go west of 95 or even go north into Palm Beach Gardens, Boca, pretty much the Palm Beach area. So that's something to keep in mind. So right now, our average list price is 1.7 million here in January of 2025. Compared to this time last year, we were at 1.388 million. So as you can see, up almost $300,000. And we've kind of, been a little bit all over the place. So in September, we were at 2.4, October, 2.2, November, we dipped a little bit down to 1.8, December, we definitely dipped down to 1.5, and now we're working our way back up. Now I will say you will see kind of during that time frame of November, December, a lot of people don't opt to list if they can wait, and they can wait out the storm and list in the new year. Most people opt to do that because, like we've talked about before, it's a little bit slower during those holiday months, and this year with that perfect storm with the election as well, there's no reason to have extra days on the market. If you can just wait it out, list in January, and things start to pick back up, showings pick up, and you have a better chance of getting a full price offer. Now on the condo and townhome side, let's take a look here. So we're staying kind of consistent. So we are down compared to this time last year. So right now, our average list price is $797,000 compared to this time last year. We're at about $811,000, but we are starting to work our way up. So we kind of peaked here in October at $908,000. Then we dipped down to $752 in November, $760 in December, and now back up to almost $800,000 here in January. And that's kind of like the same thing we were talking about with the single family homes. A lot of people not really listing. And now going into January, the springtime, things start to pick up. People are starting to list their homes again, but good thing that we're trending upwards. However, let's kind of see where we're at then on the sales price. So it's great, you can list your house for whatever you want to list it for. Where are we actually selling for? So we'll start off with condos and townhomes. So our average sales price is $641,000 compared to this time last year, $605,000. So we're still up about what, $34,000. So that's, or $36,000. So that's a great sign. However, we are kind of down from December timeframe. December, we were at 667, but we were up from October and November and even September. So we're still trending in the right direction, which is a good sign. We're starting to go back up. And like I said, as people start to figure out where we're at assessment-wise, HOA fee-wise, and it's also with kind of the insurance, and that condo market starts to level out, people will start to buy them more and more, along with a lot of investors who, we're gonna weather the storm anyway, kind of sit on some of these units, whether rent them out, start fixing them up, because a lot of them, especially like, for example, in the Gulf Mile area, most of those condo buildings are a little bit older. So a lot of those units do need some work. They're a little bit dated, to say the least. So you can sit on it, do some work to it as this condo market starts to rebound, especially with all the new construction options coming. Most of those new construction options are over $1 million. So if you want a condo and you want to be under $1 million and you can renovate one and you get it in a good price point, you sit on it, then all of a sudden sell it because there's demand, because people couldn't afford the new ones, it becomes kind of a perfect storm. But you're gonna have to be able to weather the assessment fees as well as some higher HOA fees. Now on the single family side, let's take a look. So list price wise, average list price, we're at 1.7. Average sales price, we're at 1.6 million right now in January. Compared to this time last year, we were at 994,000. So $600,000 swing, which is a good sign for the single family market, especially, like I was saying before, these homes, like we can't build any more of them. You are seeing some absolutely gargantuan and magnificent properties being built on the water. A lot of people are opting to buy homes, tear them down completely, all the way down to the studs, and rebuild exactly what they want, even sometimes multiple lots. That's the best way to do it, especially when you get into some of these higher price points. And we are starting to creep up across the board. I mean, we were at 1 million in August, 1.4 in September, dropped down to just under 1 million in October, but then started to creep our way back up in November at 1.1, December at 1.2, and now we're at 1.6 million. So all that is great, but now let's kind of see where we at inventory-wise. Are we in a buyer's market? Are we in the seller's market here in Fort Lauderdale? So we'll start off with single family homes, and then we'll do the condos and townhomes. So right now we're at 16 months of supply of homes in the month of January. Compared to this time last year, we were at 10 months. So that's significantly a buyer's market. However, the prices are still up. So that's where it's just like, what? It makes no sense. I mean, obviously they're not selling for the entire list price, which is a good sign, but the biggest thing to think about when you're coming and looking at the inventory is, number one, some of these price points, a lot of the homes that we do have that get lumped into this month of inventory are homes that are priced over $5 million. It's not like they're moving like that compared to homes that are selling, you know, under $1 million, under 500,000, under 2.5 million. I will say that like 700 to maybe $2 million range kind of sits longer. Then you have your 2 million to about 3.25 range. It sells a lot quicker. And then obviously you have your homes under 500,000 that sell fairly quick. Same thing with homes under 700,000. But we've creeped up quite a bit, but still sitting around in the fall timeframe of about 7-8 months of supply, which is technically a buyer's market. And I like to see where we finish at, because right now it's January 22nd when we're filming this. So at the end of the month, it'll be interesting to see if we're still at 16 months of supply and where we're at headed into February of 2025 as well. Now, if you think that's crazy, let's kind of look at where we're at months of inventory wise on the condo and townhome side, because that's been just ridiculous. Look at the chart, just whoop, straight up. That is insane. 33 months of supply. I can promise you that the condo market is by far a buyer's market. Definitely a lot of room for negotiation, whether you're looking for credits, you're looking to negotiate on price, some different terms. There's a lot of wiggle room on these condos because people are feeling the squeeze and they're feeling the pressure from these assessments, the rising cost of ownership, and just everything that goes on with that. I mean, we've been hovering upwards of 10 months of supply since June. So we went 10, 11, 12, 15, 13, 16, 13, now at 33. When we finish out this month, do I think we're gonna still be sitting at 33? No, I think we'll probably be maybe mid-20s. But like I said, people are just trying to get rid of them. It becomes a lot of opportunity, especially with all these new construction condos coming. I think that opens the door to a lot of different things for people, because most of these new construction luxury condos that are coming won't be built until 2027 through about that 2030 timeframe. So if you can get into one of these units, you know, start to redo it, because some of them are dated, make it nice, updated and modern, and you can be under that $1 million price point. Once some of these other ones are constructed, it's definitely going to help your resale value. Now, can I guarantee that? No, but I think a lot of the different things coming, especially like the Flagler Village area, some of the projects on the beach as well, it's very highly sought after. We've had people coming here forever, either as a tourism destination, they're looking just to get away, or even as their primary residence. So it's a great opportunity, whether for your primary residence or even as a rental property. Okay, where do we go from here though throughout the rest of 2025 in the Fort Lauderdale real estate market? On the single family side of things, I will say I think we stay pretty consistent. Nothing straight up trajectory wise unless rates absolutely plummet, but homes with new roofs, impact windows, updated or lined plumbing will still be a hot commodity. On the flip side of things, on the luxury side with these spec homes, I will think that they become more and more of a hot commodity, especially as more people start to move to the area with some of these luxury condo buildings coming. Think about it. If you want to move to Fort Lauderdale and live that waterfront boating lifestyle, what better way to do it than a custom home built right on the water where you can have your boat in the backyard? Now, is there room for people to still want to live in a luxury condo? By all means, but it just depends on what you like. Personally, I'd rather live in a house with my boat in the backyard. But on the luxury condo side of things, and the condo market in general, I do think these luxury condos coming will help with some of the issues that we're facing. Now, it's still definitely a buyer's market in the condo market right now, especially with the months of inventory, all the issues going on. But if you can weather the storm, there's a lot of opportunity there, especially as some of these other buildings are built. They will help with the values of these other ones, the resale properties. And like I said before, if you want to buy a unit, redo it, Now you have an updated unit. You can be under $1 million versus buying into some of these luxury pre-construction condos, and you're gonna be well over $1 million. So it creates a lot of different opportunities. But if you or anyone you know have questions about, maybe neighborhoods, specific buildings, or even different cities within the Fort Lauderdale area, definitely let us know. And if you or anyone you know are looking to sell, buy, or even invest here in Fort Lauderdale or South Florida in general, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, whatever's easiest for you, we got you.